Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of the viewers. This is your host Vaibhav. For today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, we will be considering Williams percent R. These are indicators developed by Mr. Williams and from his name, the name of the indicator has been derived. These are simple indicator much like the stochastic. There is also a oscillator which is a bounded indicator. We have the range of 0 on the uh, lower side and minus 100. Its value is going to vary between 0 to minus 100. Actually 0 is on the higher side and minus 100 is on the lower side. When we have the price action closer to the recent price high, then we will have the output of this indicator closer to the 0. When we have the price action, the closing price closer to the recent low or the lowest price of the given time period under calculation, its value, the output value is going to be closer to the minus 100. So that's how we get to know where the underlying instrument is trading in terms of its price range, and using that price range we can then take the informed trading decisions whether to continue with the trend or to start looking for opportunities in which some retracement or reversal is likely to happen. So let us now head to the JForex for the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. There is the Euro USD chart, which I will change to hourly time frame to simplify the things. Here you can find these indicators simply by doing a quick search. If you type in Williams percent R, it will appear. Will R, all right. Or if you want to know where it is listed amongst the momentum indicator. It is last in the list just below the ultimate oscillator. So this is, you can see, the last indicator for momentum indicators, and then we will be moving on to other indicators, probably overlap studies. All right. Now coming to its functionality, its concept, I try to explain to you in a simple manner. The concept is very easy to understand. It is derived using the ratio between the difference of the recent high, the highest period under the highest high under the given time period, and from that highest high we deduct the closing price, the current closing price, and then divide it by the difference between the highest high and the lowest low in the given calculation period. So using this ratio we get to know where the current price is in terms of its high and the low price range, and that's how we get to know if the underlying instrument is overbought, oversold, or simply in between, and if it is trending or not. So with that thing, that price action data in mind, we can then try to figure out the opportunities whether to go long or whether to go short. For most of the trending purposes, I think the indicator can also be utilized with minus 50 as a critical marker. If we have the output above minus 50, then that is indicative of the bullishness, as we have the current price or recent price closer to the highest high of the calculation period, and when we have the output below minus 50 for this indicator, that means the price momentum is bearish, as we have the recent price action concentrated towards the lowest low under the calculation period. So that's how we can make a simple assessment of what the price dynamic is telling us. Now coming to the uses of the indicator here, we can also utilize this indicator to look for possible reversal after having seen extreme values being reached. If we have seen the indicator staying above minus 20 for at least a couple of hours, as we are dealing with the hourly time frame, and after that if it tries to reverse the course and tries to decline on the lower side, I think that might be the opportunity to start looking for some retracement move, some reversion towards the mean, and in that scenario this indicator is likely to give you the opportunity to optimize your entry, as we can use minus 20 as a critical marker, as and when the output drops below minus 20 from above minus 20, we can start to look to initiate the buy trade. And in terms of sell trade, and when we are looking for buy trade after having seen overbought situation prevail, we can reverse the course. And whenever we have the output line jumping above minus 80 from below 80, that might be the opportune time to start looking for opportunities to go long, and some retracement can be expected from these low levels. So this is one way to utilize these indicator when we have overbought or oversold scenario prevailing in the market. And for with the trend, we can simply utilize its output value and make the informed trading decisions with respect to the price dynamic. So this indicator is fairly easy to understand, and also the application is easy. Now let us see what we can do in terms of customizing this indicator as per different requirements. If you are a trader who trades using recent price data, then I think this calculation period, the default calculation period of 14, is quite good enough. And if you want to increase it or decrease it, then it's always up to you. So let's try out what happens when we use 24 as the calculation period. That simply means we are taking into consideration last 24 hours worth of data while determining the price range of these Euro USD, and then we are comparing where is current price, the recent price is in terms of this range established over these last 24 hours. Now, if we consider today's price dynamic, we had the Euro USD concentrated on the lower side, and then we had some move on the higher side, but those moves were not really sustained. And again, after this consolidation on the higher side, we have this decline which has now again taken it into the bearish territory. So if we simply look at the price dynamic, we can say that after this strong move on the lower side yesterday, the Euro USD went into a consolidation phase, and it was never strongly bullish on the hourly time frame. And after that consolidation, it has again turned the corner and turned bearish, and it might now go on to even cross below these low established in the yesterday's session. So that is what the possibility is currently for the Euro USD. Looking at this price dynamic, where we have the Williams percent R pointing to the bearishness being prevalent in the Euro USD. Now, suppose if it does go on to decline, then after declining and consolidating, we will also get the opportunity to go long whenever we have the Euro USD consolidating on the lower side. Eventually the Williams percent R will try to rise above minus 80 from below 80. So in that kind of scenario, we can start looking for some opportunities to go long. So both ways we can trade using this indicator, with the trend as well as against the trend. And of course, we do have scenarios where it is likely to remain in oversold territory for considerable amount of time. Earlier, it had also happened here. It remained in the overbought territory. So with this, you can avoid making multiple entries. So only once, maybe some bad signals are always likely to take place. And uh, and with that, we have these opportunities. And also it can go wrong, but even if it goes wrong, the decline in equity is not likely to be much. And whenever we will be making money, we will be making good amount of money, as these reversals, if it indeed takes place, is likely to bring in good amount of money. So in terms of risk reward ratio also, you have to figure out the strategy while using this indicator, and only in that case you can be fairly confident of making money using this indicator, as some of the trades generated by trade signals using this indicator are of course likely to go wrong, and some of the trades will be ending in the profit. So you have to make sure that when you make money, you make more money, and then when you lose the amount of losses should be lower. Now let us go back to the editing options again. So here all we can do is vary its calculation period, and as it is a simple indicator, simply relying on the price range and the recent price data, we can't make things complex. So it is now for us to determine what kind of calculation period we want to work with, and depending on that we will get this price range and the trend in accordance with that. Coming to the editing of output parameters, you can go for different kinds of color combinations. Suppose if you want to lighten it a bit, you can go for that kind of formation as well. You can even modify these plotted line. You can go for different combinations. You can increase or decrease the transparency. So all these options are there. Now if I try to work around with these levels, -80, -20, these are default parameters. You can change it, but I think as per the developer of this indicator, Mr. Williams, these are the levels we should stick with. Suppose if you want to change, you can change, but I think for my perspective also, these are good. And if you want to go for different color combination, you can do that. And a styling option can also be varied. So we do have all these options available to us. Coming to the advanced editing options, if you want the output of this indicator to remain constant throughout the current candle period, then you have to opt in for this. So whatever is the first output value after the formation of new candle, that will remain fixed throughout the current candle period, and only when new candle formation takes place, a new set of value will come into the place. So this helps when there is too much volatility under the current period, current candle period, so that avoids too many signals being generated, as we will have one fixed signal generated as per the this option. If you want the calculation period to be highlighted to make sure that you remember what is the calculation period under consideration, you can go for this option. Calculate from custom data. The calculation can be customized further. The instrument can be used from the chart. So whenever you change the instrument, you will have it being applied for the new instrument. So here the calculation is now taking place for GBP USD. If I change it to NZD then the change is going to take place. So for any instrument you use from the chart, you will have the plotting of this indicator. All right. Now coming to the further customization of the calculation, you can go for the similar customization of the calculation period, the candle period. You can use it from the chart. So here, for example, the candle period is hourly, so we have the indicator also being calculated for the hourly candle period. And if I change it to say 15 minutes or any other candle period, then the plotting will be new as per new calculation, with each candle being defined for 15 minutes and 14 candles of 15 minutes are being used. But if you want these calculation to be independent of charts candle period, you can do that as well. All you have to do is specify on which candle time frame you want this calculation to be done. So regardless of what is the candle period on the chart, we will have these indicators calculation as per your predefined candle period. So that is one important distinction here. Now I'm going to restore it back to the use from the chart. The spread side, ask or bid, can be utilized, and there is going to be minor difference, not much important difference in the output. If you want the indicator to be available on all the candle periods, then you have to opt in for this, or else you have to specify on which time frame this indicator should be available for guiding you through the trading opportunities, and only on those time frames we will have this indicator plotted. So it makes it easier for you to have different set of indicators on different time frames, and then correlate all those data points to make an informed trading choice and have a higher probability of making money. So guys, that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write back to me in the feedback section and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. For further coverage of the market developments, do check out the Dukascopy Analytics page. We are also available on the Facebook. You can reach out to us there too. I have also included the link in the bio for these newly released trading platforms. So give it a try and let me know how it works out for you. That's all from my side. Thank you all for joining in. I'll be back tomorrow with a new set of indicator and its concept, uses, and possible customization options. Do come back. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.